Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am Jeff Grant Media. In today's video, we will be taking a look at the Craft and Glory Gurkha boots. Now, Craft and Glory did send me these as a sample for review, but all the opinions in this video are mine and mine alone. I do not share this content with Craft and Glory prior to publication. They will see this when you do. In addition to that, there is an affiliate link in the description box down below. If you're considering buying these boots or any other product from Craft and Glory, please consider using that link. It doesn't cost you anything extra, but I do earn a small percentage of that sale. And all the money goes back into the channel, helping me produce more content so consumers can make informed purchasing decisions. So this is the brand new Gurkha boot. Now my Gurkhas seen here are the 6-inch version in the saddle tan colorway. They are also available in vintage brown and a raven black, and they come in at $235 USD. They are also available in an 8-inch version that does have a pretty awesome knife case on the side of it. They are available in the same color options and go for $255 USD. Now, I have been rocking these boots for just about 2 months, and I will say this is my third pair of Craft and Glory boots, and these fit the best. So they're all the same size, they're an 8.5D, but something about these Gurkhas, they just fit the best. Now, the one thing I want to talk about in this video is the presentation of these boots. I have had plenty of nice boots and shoes that came with a great presentation, but the Craft and Glory Gurkhas coming in this amazing wooden box, it smells great, it's sturdy, and it came with a bunch of extra little accoutrements. It was just the best presentation that I have yet to see on any boot. And as you can see, that box is right here, and it has this amazing Gurkha logo branded into it. And what I found myself using this box for, I've been storing dust covers for bags and boots and shoes and what is that? That's from Blackthorn leather, from all sorts of things, because I have these dust covers that are like all over the house. They're in different nooks and crannies and different drawers, and whenever I need one for something, I can't find them. So I decided this is a great little box. It smells so good. It still smells good, so it's giving me a little extra wood odor to it, which I absolutely love. So I stick them on here. I know where everything is, and I kind of just stick this on a shelf, and it also makes a great display for the Gurkha boots while I'm talking about them. So what have I been doing in my Gurkha boots? Well, my normal day-to-day. Going to the office, going on shoots, lifestyle studio work, living my life, doing whatever, errands, going out to dinner, dance class, birthday parties, all that fun stuff. But two things I don't normally do in boots is stand in the pouring rain for 30 to 45 minutes in a brand new pair of boots, or cut the grass. So I don't think it was the first day I wore these, but it was like if not the first, the second day I had these boots on. I had to go to the DMV. My license is going to expire. So the way it works in Pennsylvania is they send you a letter like a month or two before your license expires, which is like the last day of your birthday month. It just happens that my birthday is the last day of the month, so it expires on my birthday. And you fill it out. You either go online to PennDOT, or you just fill out the little card, send it in with a check. They give you a photo card. You then go stand in line at the DMV for the better part of your morning, get your license, wait 15 more minutes, they give it to you, you leave. Well, the day that I decided that I had to go because my license was expiring in a week or two, it was going to rain that day. It wasn't raining yet. I get about 3/4 of the way there, and torrential downpours, the sky just let loose. And because it was already a line forming, I really couldn't wait in my car. I would have been there even longer, so I was not dressed for the rain. I had a denim jacket on, my brand new Gurkha boots, and I happened to have a miniature umbrella in the back from Frozen. That was Hazel's. Frozen, the Disney movie. It was pink, and I was standing there, and everyone was laughing at me, and I was laughing along. It was funny enough that I saw the humor in it, but I digress. I stood outside in the pouring rain for 30 to 45 minutes, and my boots were completely soaked, but my feet were completely dry. So yes, the Craft and Glory boots, they're pretty I won't want to say waterproof. I'm sure if I stood there for an hour and a half, eventually they would have wetted out. These aren't treated. I mean, you could probably put some snow seal on here, but for 30 to 45 minutes with a miniature umbrella that barely covered my head and not even all of my shoulders, my feet were still dry. And then I went home, and I continued to wear the boots for the rest of the day, even though they were wet. My feet were not wet, so I wore the boots for the rest of the day. Now, the other thing that I did in these boots that I don't normally do in boots at all is cut the grass. Not once, but twice. My parents, they go away for the month of April. My dad asked me to cut his grass before they came home. I said, yeah, sure, the grass isn't growing yet. Well, wouldn't you know, like a week or two before they came home, the grass just sprung up and the rain kept falling down. So I didn't have a chance to do it on the weekend. I left for work early, and I cut the grass at his house 2 days in a row. Front or back one day, front the next, and he has a pretty big yard, and it is a push mower. At least it's self-propelled. But he doesn't bag it, he drops it. So the lug sole collected a ton of grass. I had to stomp it all out of there. But the boots held up really good. There's no like staining or anything. You don't see any like grass stains on the midsole at all. I mean, there's actually still probably some grass stuck to them. I did whack them with a horsehide brush. It could have been from my yard too. I did just cut my grass this morning and I was walking around out there in the backyard, so I could have picked up a little bit of it from my own yard today. But yeah, there's no staining on either of them. So they worked great for cutting the grass in. I don't recommend that you cut the grass in any boot really, especially a lug sole boot, but you know, the midsoles, they didn't pick up. Yeah, it's all on the bottom of the sole. It's from my yard. I just cut the grass. But there's no grass stains on them at all. And I did the same I normally would. After I got home for the day, I went outside, and I usually, if it's just a little dusty, I'll whack it indoors. But I went on the back porch. I hit them with a horsehide brush. I knocked it all off. Looks like I got to do it again. So pretty good water resistance, and they work pretty damn good for cutting the grass. And I've been wearing these a lot, probably over 2 months now at this point. This has been nearly a daily driver. I basically been wearing these and another pair of boots all day long, and then when I come home I generally kick off my boots and I'll throw on just a slide for other things, unless it's a Monday or Tuesday, in which case I'm wearing these from probably 7 in the morning till about 9 at night. Out of the 3 now pairs of Craft and Glory boots that I have, the Gurkhas fit the best. They're all the same size. They're an 8.5D, so the Gurkhas fit the best out of my Mock Toe Explorers, which are my first pair, and these are also the saddle leather. These are probably about a year old at this point, but they have about 6 months of solid wear, and you can see there's a decent amount of creasing on here, and I mean, you can see the creasing on the toe here, but there's not really like fading or really a lot of wear marks. So this is what these will eventually look like in a couple more months, because this is one of my, when I started getting into footwear, this is one of the first pairs of boots I got. I had these and a pair of Parkhurst, and I basically wore the hell out of these and the Parkhurst pairs of boots for at least 6 months. I didn't have any other boots that I was getting in for review at the time, and I wore these hard and heavy, and I love these boots. I mean, you can tell the heel is worn down, so I've worn these a ton, really love them, or I wore these a ton. I haven't had a chance, honestly, to wear them a lot recently because I've been reviewing a lot of footwear, but these got a lot of use, a lot, like really hard and heavy for that first 6 months. So eventually these Gurkhas are going to start to look a little bit like that. You can see, you know, after 2 months we got some good creasing here. The heels are showing a little bit of wear on both of the boots. You can see the heel has some wear. I think actually, if you want to look, I think my left boot has a little bit more creasing on it, but these have been great. Now my other pair is the Engineer Boot 2.0, which I've had these a few months now, and I really like these boots quite a bit. You can see these have been getting quite a bit of wear as well. So this is the saddle, the vintage brown colorway. But I like the way that the oils kind of crease on the vintage brown. So if you got the Gurkhas in the vintage brown, they're going to kind of start to look like this after about 2 months or so. Because I was wearing these right before I got these. So these have about 2 months worth of wear on them. And if you get the Gurkhas in the vintage brown, that's about what they'll look like after the same amount of time that I've been wearing them. And great boot here. But the Gurkhas, again, out of the 3, they have been fitting the best for me. Now, a few of the specs of this boot is that these boots are a Goodyear welted sole that feature a handmade 7-ounce full veg tan leather welt. They do feature a steel shank with a natural cork footbed. The leather uppers are a 5-ounce full grain buffalo leather, and the lining is a 3-ounce thick leather lining that they do not mention the animal it is made from. And these boots feature a pretty large gusseted tongue. Now, this really helps with that water resistance. I don't want to say waterproof, but that water resistance of the boot. And I did say this, like you could see, I let it go. I can just drop it. It falls right into place. It's kind of trained already, so it already lands and it was conforming to the ankle nicely. But I don't remember if I mentioned this in my unboxing or not. It is big, so I thought it might tuck a little bit. I did have an issue. I think it was just the left boot with the outside of the outside of the left boot for a few times because it is such a big gusset. It would kind of crease weird and it would just kind of dig into my ankle bone. It didn't take much to stick a finger in there and adjust it, and it was fine. But over time, it actually conformed really, really nicely to the ankle. Like, it will mold basically to your foot. So this is molded to my foot. Now, one thing I do really like about how big this gusset is my right foot. I have a bit of a high instep in my right foot. It doesn't affect me that bad, but with a couple of pairs of boots, some engineer boots, not the Craft and Glory engineer boots though, and a few of the boots that have a gusseted tongue that's not quite as large of a gusset, I do notice the right boot only, the instep, it could be a little bit tight, both getting the boot on and even after the boot's on, I can feel it digging in the instep. Usually I could stretch it out, it's not a big deal. You can, the Shop Vancouver has actually recommended this. I haven't tried it yet. I might do it to a pair of engineer boots, but you fill the boot up. He said fill the boot up with hot water and then put your foot in there and basically do a couple of squats and you'll stretch the leather out, and then you can just condition the leather when it's done so you're not ruining the leather. I have not tried that yet. What I do is I usually just take a wet paper towel and I stick my hand in there and I will wet the tongue, and I'll either wear it or I'll stick like a soup can, something big that just fits and stretches it out pretty good. But with the Gurkhas, because it is such a large gusset, it's not an issue. I just loosen the laces up a little bit more and I can slide my foot in easy, no problems. And then when I'm lacing it back up, because I do have enough tongue in there, because of that big gusset, it doesn't put any extra pressure on your instep. So if you have a high instep, the Gurkhas might be a really good boot for you, especially if you want to get the 8-inch version, because it's a little bit harder to get your foot in. It's a higher shaft, so it has a very big gusset on the tongue, so it's going to make it easier to get your foot into the boot, and it's going to be more comfortable to wear the boot if you have a high arch or a high instep. And boots could be uncomfortable for you. The Gurkhas might be a really, really good option for you. And then if we also, since the laces are off, want to look, the tongue is wearing really, really nice. I don't know, some people don't like this. They put kilties in there. Personally, I don't mind it. I do have kilties on one pair of boots, but it's more for a comfort issue with the eyelets. But I don't mind when the tongue looks like that. I kind of like it. It makes the boot look a little bit cooler to me, so I don't mind that at all. So high instep people, these might be a really good boot for you. Now, the one downside I saw with these boots is these soles are really, really squeaky, even after 2 months. When you're walking on tile or linoleum, these are loud. These soles are squeaky. You can hear me coming. So other than the soles being a little bit squeaky on hard surfaces, I don't have anything bad to say about them. This has been a great boot. It's been really, really comfortable. This isn't my first. This is my second, but my third pair of Craft and Glory boots, and the best fitting and feeling out of those three. Yes, I will say all three of those boots were samples that they sent me, but if I didn't like the first pair of boots, I wouldn't have said yes to the second or the third pair of boots. So they're putting out a good product, and I like them. They're very comfortable. Even on Mondays and Tuesdays, my long days, where I'm wearing these from 7 in the morning till 8 or 9 at night, they're comfortable to wear all day long. One thing I did forget to mention was that I did keep the foam insole in this boot the whole time. They sent me both to test out, and this is the first time I've had the foam. I usually go with the Veg Tan, and I really love the Veg Tan soles from Craft and Glory, but the foam was so comfortable, I just left it in. I didn't want to mess with success. I thought the boot felt great, and I've been wearing them a lot, so I just left the foam one in, and it's been incredibly comfortable. Now, I think it was on the unboxing of this video that someone had mentioned, oh, it looks like an okay boot, but you can get a better boot out of Mexico. And while I totally agree that you can get a really good boot out of Mexico, I would beg to differ that this is on par with some of the boots that I've gotten from like Leon, Mexico, that come in that $400, $450 price point. This would be on par with those boots. I've also had some boots out of Leon, Mexico that were charged that I didn't like at all, but that's like that across the board. Any product, any country of origin, you're going to have a good quality product. You're also going to have a bad quality product. And I would put the Craft and Glory boots, all three that I've had thus far, up on the good quality product. And these would certainly rally anything that I've gotten out of Mexico in that $400, $450 price point. One point of note though is that the leather, the buffalo leather that's used on here, it's not from the North American market. So like if you get something from Mexico and it's made out of a full grain buffalo leather, it's something coming out of North America, where I do not know where the Indian market sources their leathers from, but it is full grain buffalo, but I don't know the country of origin of it. I do know it is not from North America. but I don't have any issues with the leather. It's been a good quality hide. I don't think there's any nicks. Yeah, there's one nick on the back, and that was probably from me taking the boot off with my other boot. So I nicked the leather, and that's really it. I mean, that's the only nick you see right there. Everything else, there's no other nicks. Like, there might be a little mark here, but that was, oh, I know what that was from. That's when I was filming the the apocalypse video for the Flint and Tinder Wax trucker jacket. When The Last of Us came back out, I was running through the woods, and I wasn't on camera. I was setting up, and I fell. I tripped on a big ass rock, and I fell. And that was from, I nicked the inside of the boot. I tripped on a big ass rock, and I nicked the leather. But that was because I was in the woods with them, and I fell. I wish I got it on camera. I would have included it in that video, but that's what that's from. But other than the one little nick from me kicking off of the other boot and me falling, I haven't had any issues with the quality. The craftsmanship has been great. The boots are great. The leather is great. They're incredibly comfortable. They kept my feet dry in the pouring rain for an extended period of time. So yeah, all in all, the Craft and Glory Gurkha was a home run. From the presentation to the final product, wearing, testing, using, it's just been an all-around great boot. I mean, I really, really like it, and I'm going to keep wearing it, and I've still been wearing all of my Craft and Glory boots. Even though I haven't been able to wear my mock toe Explorers too much lately, I do sneak these in every once in a while, and it's still a great boot. I love it. I was actually doing some roofing in these boots. I had to fix a couple shingles on my mother-in-law's roof, blew off in a storm, so I was up on my mother-in-law's roof with my mock toe Explorers on like Easter, fixing the roof. So yeah, they work for actual work as well, climbing around on a roof. But yeah, if you're looking at the Gurkhas, it's a great new boot from Craft and Glory. One of the best boot presentation that I've had thus far, and yeah, it's a home run. I'm really enjoying this boot, and I will say personally, I'm a big fan of cap toes, so that's a big bonus points for me. At least I like cap toe boots. I think it just looks good. So yeah, with that, if you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button and ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications the next time I post a brand new video. Good night.